Buyer beware. When purchasing from Cheaper Than Dirt, there's a few things that I'd like to inform everybody before they consider buying from Cheaper Than Dirt. First things first, Cheaper Than Dirt does not guarantee anything on their firearms. Their firearms are not guaranteed to be warranted. I'll inform you of an experience that I actually had with Cheaper Than Dirt. Basically, what happened was I had purchased my firearm from Cheaper Than Dirt, and when I received it to my FFL, or when my FFL received it, I went and I picked up my firearm. I looked at it very thoroughly. Now, however, I can't exactly stick my fingers down the bore of the gun to actually see what's going on because my fingers are too sausagey for the barrel. Now, what I bought was a 12 gauge Coach Cimarron Repeating's Arms 20-inch barrel with external hammers. I've wanted this gun since I was a kid, and I was very, very sad when I saw the quality of my firearm. Now, Cheaper Than Dirt doesn't guarantee quality firearms. They don't guarantee anything about firearms. The only thing that they guarantee is that, fraudulent charges against a debit or a credit card, what have you. However, so when I picked up my firearm, I looked at it and I noticed that it was just dirty and it was absolutely covered in cosmoline. So I figured, hey, it's probably sitting there for a while. Now, judging from the cosmoline buildup on the gun, is that just from visually seeing all the cosmoline, one would think that the gun's probably just been sitting around for a while, so they covered it in cosmoline, so it's probably just dirty. And when I looked up and down the barrels of the gun, it looked fine to me. It just looked a little dirty. So anybody with a brain is gonna think, okay, so I'm just gonna take this home and I'm gonna clean it, and if there's any problems, I'll inform Cheaper Than Dirt. Now, anybody will, it's anybody's guess with the FFLs because a lot of local FFLs, or any FFL for that matter, may or may not be willing to let you clean the firearm right then and there so you can thoroughly inspect your firearm. Now, when I got home and I inspected and I cleaned my gun out and I inspected it, I noticed that there's a lot of pitting all the way through one of my barrels. One barrel was just fine, but the other barrel, not even close. The barrel has pitting and chips all the way down one barrel. And I wouldn't even shoot it. To me, it's brand new. I've never shot it. And I had spoken to Cheaper Than Dirt about it, and they said that they're no longer responsible once it leaves the FFL. Any gun that leaves the FFL and transfers over to you, Cheaper Than Dirt claims no responsibility to any firearms whatsoever. So that is something that you may or may not want to consider. They also don't tell you whether that firearm is used or not. And the reason I say that is they had spoken to me and they told me that I need to speak to the manufacturer. So I called the manufacturer and the manufacturer asked me for the serial number. I got the serial number to them, and the manufacturer had informed me that the firearm had actually previously been owned before Cheaper Than Dirt had possessed it, been in possession of it. So not only that, so now my firearm has been owned by two different parties before it even came to me. Does that seem brand new? Probably not, but just maybe it was just a dealer to a dealer and then to me. And then maybe I may become a dealer because of it because I don't want this gun, depending on the verdict of the situation. So what's going on with this now is I've been in contact with Cimarron Repeating Arms, and hello? Hey, you're probably gonna come over, huh? Oh, so you are coming over. Okay. I'm actually in the middle of making a YouTube video. Yeah, I'm recording right now. Yeah, it's about Cheaper Than Dirt and how they ripped me off. Alright, baby, I love you. I'll see you soon. Alright, bye. Women. I'm just kidding. But anyways, so back to the subject. So when Cimarron Repeating Arms and I got their serial number, they gave me the manufacturing date of the firearm. So, and they had informed me that that firearm was actually made in 2013. It is now the year 2015, May 12th. So my firearm is over 2 years old. And if you ever look on Cheaper Than Dirt's website, it says that if there's any defects of the firearm, please refer to the manufacturer for manufacturer defects for the warranty. Now, my problem with that is Cheaper Than Dirt does not inform you if that firearm is new or used, and that does not inform you if that firearm is still under warranty. You could contact Cheaper Than Dirt, and most likely they will not tell you what the quality of that firearm is because it's in a warehouse somewhere else. You're calling a call center in this state, and your firearm is probably over in a warehouse in this state. They have God knows how many firearms. However, when you go to buy the firearm, it doesn't tell you whether it's new, it's used, who owned it before, who owns it now, what's it, and it's ridiculous, the unorganization of Cheaper Than Dirt. Now, I've had previous transactions with Cheaper Than Dirt. I bought a 410 and I bought an AR magazine, a 4-round magazine that enables my AR to be legally huntable, and that's in the state of Nebraska. So don't quote me on that across the United States of America. Now, that's another thing you want to consider is Cheaper Than Dirt does not inform you whether that firearm is still under warranty. So when they tell you that you need to refer to the manufacturer for warranty defects or your firearm is damaged whatsoever, that is not guaranteed that you're going to get your fix for your firearm or even come to a resolution at all, because of the simple fact that they may sell you a firearm that's 3 years out of manufacturing date. And every manufacturer is different. Some firearm companies probably offer a lifetime warranty. There's a lot of firearm manufacturers out there, so I don't know, but I'm sure there is at least one out there. I know Glock, I think, is a lifetime warranty. I have my Glock on me, and I know that if you shoot steel casing ammo through them, at least that's what I heard. I don't remember if I read that or not, but a couple of FFLs have told me, during we're having our Glock talk moments, and they told me that Glock has a lifetime warranty, and I've spoken to Glock about, my firearm, and they were very kind, and Cimarron Repeating Arms was very kind. Now, Cheaper Than Dirt hasn't been so cooperative. I had to explain to them the situation, and I informed them that, when you go to buy your firearm at your local FFL, they're most likely not going to let you, sit there and thoroughly clean a firearm, especially if you have little or no desk room to even work on in a neighborhood that has a predominantly high crime rate. It makes no sense. So how can you thoroughly look over your firearm? And then they tell you that they want you to refer to the manufacturer for manufacturer defects. And I'm going to show you the barrel. Give me 1 second. So, this is the gun that I bought. It's a Cimarron Repeating Firearms 12 gauge coach, 20-inch barrel. I've wanted one since I was a little kid. Looks pretty good, right? Looks pretty clean, looks nice. I cleaned it all up. It was all covered in Cosmoline. The breakdown is very, very simple. You take this, flop this down. That takes care of that. And then you just break this open. Now, I gotta see. Okay, so that's the left barrel. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that. You can see little spots in there. Here, let me get a flashlight. Where did my flashlight go? Okay, got a flashlight. And you can see that there is pitting all up and down that barrel. I'm using my computer laptop, so I can't exactly show you what's the whole barrel because of the lighting and the quality of my laptop. It's not the best quality camera. But as you can see, there's pitting all the way up and down that barrel, and the other barrel is actually completely just fine. And I'm very disappointed in this. And Cheaper Than Dirt is not willing to work with me on this. So I'm just informing everyone. There's just some things to consider when buying from Cheaper Than Dirt. Is you're not knowing whether you're getting a new or used firearm. You don't know who handled your firearm prior, because everybody knows that we've all worked with people who don't really care about the rules. So I wouldn't doubt it if my firearm was shot a few times before the firearm even made it to me. And then it wasn't cleaned out, and that would explain why the inside of the barrel was dirty. Okay, and also number three, it doesn't inform you whether that if the manufacturer warranty is still applicable to the firearm that you purchased from Cheaper Than Dirt. So just a couple things that you may or may not want to consider. So buyer beware. Cheaper Than Dirt, FFL, they will not take the firearm back once it has left the FFL's hands. So would I recommend buying from Cheaper Than Dirt? At your own risk. I paid $525 for my gun. When you're paying about that much for a gun, you would expect it to be brand new or in functionable condition. I would deem my gun not in functionable condition, because every time I shoot it, it's probably going to tear away at that pitting, and eventually my firearm will be rendered useless. So I have not shot it yet. As much as I want to, it's taking all my strength to not, and it's just common sense, really. So just some things to consider. Thanks for listening, YouTube. Take it easy.